I am Patrick Majors. I'm 20 years old. My parents had me go to church and I went to the youth group. I also went to JV. Actually, when I was about 7 years old, I gave my life to Christ, and it was soon after that that I began smoking cigarettes with my friends around the neighborhood, and that turned into marijuana, which slowly progressed to just everything else. There's not many drugs that I haven't been involved with. Mostly alcohol and marijuana. But I went through high school. I couldn't handle it in school. When I turned about 16, I had realized that I wanted to quit. I had gotten to the point that I wanted to quit, but I realized I wasn't able to. And so I started seeking out rehab, and I went to Sundown Ranch in Canton, Texas, and that kept me sober for about a month before I fell again. And I didn't have Jesus in my life, so a lot of things really, a lot of it probably was loneliness, probably just the friends that I had that were available to me. I did what they did, and so I guess you could say peer pressure. I can tell you that sin is deceptive, and you're not gonna see the end result before you're already there. It's just you can't play around with it. It's pull you into a world you don't want to be at.
See the storms broken.
I told you that I went to rehab. I'd also, starting I guess when I was 16, maybe 17, and that did me no good. It wasn't faith-based. Well, it was, but it was about spirituality. It wasn't about Jesus. And there was just no heart change in me. So a lot of
nothing left here.
I think when I first came here, I really wanted to change, but I also had the same desires to go out and get high. And the only thing that changed that was filling myself with sowing seeds of righteousness and really allowing the Lord to fill my desires with His. Well, the day before I came here was, and I've had plenty of experiences like this, just partying and getting drunk, where I would get into a fight. Well, the day before I actually came here, I had heard about this place. My parents actually told me about the Denton Freedom House, and they sat me down and told me that they wanted me to come. And at this point in my addiction, I was ready. I felt like I knew the truth and I knew the Lord, and I couldn't seem to change my habits, and so I felt like it was almost impossible for me to obey. And really, I felt like a reprobate. Like there was no chance that I could ever come back to Christ.
See the wind come to my eyes.
It just brought me to despair. My parents had sat me down and told me that they wanted me to come here, and I had already made the decision that I was going to kill myself. And I just got complacent with them because I saw how much they cared for me, and I said, okay, I'll go, but I really didn't expect to be here more than 3 days. And that night after I decided, because I was going to be coming here the next day, I got drunk with a friend and drinking hard liquor, and he and I got into a fight, and he really kind of wiped the ground with my face, and the cops came, and it was just this big dramatic thing. My parents ended up finding out about it, and they came, and say the only reason I didn't get arrested was because of the fact that the Lake Dallas Police Department, the officers that were there, knew about the Denton Freedom House. My parents told them that I was going there the next day, so I didn't get arrested and no charges were. So I know that for me and my addiction, it was my selfishness. It's what it was. It's drug addicts are some of the most selfish people on earth, and really, they need to give up their pride. They need to get honest with themselves, and they need to fear the Lord and obey His commands. That's the whole duty of man, Ecclesiastes says.